Reinhardt Racing, you failed a brother. Stick around. Let's find out why. All right, I didn't want this to be my first official YouTube video bitching about an issue that happened with these Reinhardts. I don't have a lot of time. I got a phone call before I came over here that had to get back to the house to take my son's truck over. We had a flat tire for some reason. Anyhow, there's a lot of construction, tear downs, and stuff going on in areas where we live in now, so probably not uncommon for that. But I wanted to go over these Reinhardt slip-ons and just kind of give you what happened to me with them. Performance-wise, I was never really upset with kind of the way they sounded. These are for the twin cam touring model bikes. I think 11 to 16 or maybe 2010 to 16. But anyhow, these are the DBX. They do have the longer baffles for the twin cam. I did put these on a trike, which I'll get into that. But all the new trikes take the twin cam slip-ons. They do not take the M8 slip-on mufflers. So anyhow, what got me into wanting to do a baffle change with these is I noticed on their website they had two versions, the DBX and the standard slip-on, and I can't remember what they call the performance baffle. Anyhow, so I took my trike over and I decided to unrestrict the factory exhaust pipe. So we eliminated the cat inside it, slid these back on, and it just wasn't quite as rumbly as I thought they should be. So after a couple phone calls back and forth with Reinhardt and getting a couple different people, we come to the conclusion, and I was able to actually find online where I bought these at to confirm that these were the DBX version of the twin cam slip-ons for the touring models for, like I said, I think it's 2011 to 2016, the non-M8 motor. So anyhow, $680. I had also ordered another set of slip-ons from another company that I was going to install just because I had heard some. I thought they sounded more aggressive. And in the process of that, I had gotten on the website, called Reinhardt again, talked to another guy, and noticed they had a different set of baffle on there. Well, of course, it was the M8 baffle, which I'll roll some photos of some of the things I'm talking about through. Hopefully, I'll be able to do this with what little software editing skills I have on the phone here. So you'll see the M8 baffle, which will be nice, new and shiny next to the DBX baffle. Both of them DBX. One for the twin cam will be on the right, I believe, and the one for the M8 will be on the left. So anyhow, I decided once the other exhaust pipes came in, I ordered these. I'm like, I'll just send these back. I've already got, $680, I think is what these slip-ons cost shipped. I bought them at the end of 2021 for a Christmas present. They probably had 850 miles on them. Passenger side, I say passenger side, brake side, um, pulled the exhaust off, took out the 3 bolts, which was fairly easy on the brake side. Watched the videos, slid it out, end cap come off, everything beautiful. Took about 15 minutes and slid it back in, put that one together. When I got to the shifter side, wasn't so much fun at that point. It wouldn't move. I don't have a shop full of tools, any fancy big hammers, so I ended up having to go to the parts store and buy them rubber adjustable type strap wrenches. It took 3 or 4 hours to get this thing finally out. We ended up having to take a long flat blade screwdriver and a small hammer I had, my son holding it, just tap tap to get the end cap out, which of course happens on a Friday evening. I had a ride planned for Saturday morning. That didn't happen. The cap wouldn't go back in. You could just look. I'll throw another couple of pictures on here, and these are the exact same pictures I sent Reinhard, by the way. Um, so the following Monday, I call him up on the phone and say, "Hey, this isn't right. Um, I haven't never experienced this kind of problems with any kind of exhaust. You know, I've had a full system of yours on a completely different bike. This is the second set of slip-ons I've bought from y'all. You can clearly see that this cap isn't going back on there um, without some super persuasion." And we go back and forth. So, well, if it comes off, feller, it'll go back in. And I said, well, it's not going back in without a press. And then the gentleman says, well, if it came out, it'll go back in. Well, you know what? Toothpaste comes out of a toothpaste tube too, but it don't go back in. So anyhow, we come to the conclusion that we're going to agree to disagree. Excuse me. He calls. He says to me, "Hey, I'll send an email to my boss. Send me the pictures you got." So I sent the pictures that y'all have seen. Hopefully, comes through. About 3 or 4 hours go by. I call back over there, get the same guy because I hadn't heard anything back. I mean, at this point, I'm a little frustrated that I got $800 in, plus the slip-ons, plus about $125 for the baffles. He says, "Well, you can take them over to your local Harley dealer or mechanic. They do this all the time. They'll just be able to put that back in and back out. And if it was my shop at home, let me tell you what I'd do." I said, "Well, I don't have a shop again. I don't think you're really listening to what I'm saying. So, what's the?" He said, "Well, you can send them in, and anyway, I can send them in on my dime, the one muffler, and it would be 3+ weeks before we could possibly take a look at it because we're so busy." So, I told him, "You've lost a customer. I'll never buy another product from Reinhardt." And I just think you need to be aware of your situations when you're in with customer support. I get it, but there is things called goodwill claims. These mufflers have less than 900 miles on them. There was some health issues going on in the family right after I bought these, so there was not a lot of miles put on them. And I wasn't asking for a free handout. I just wanted corrected. So I ended up taking the one muffler to the local independent shop. They looked at it and they're like, "Yeah, this is kind of out of round. I don't know if it's the end cap that's aluminum." Plus the guy Reinhardt told me, "Well, the reason why it probably didn't come out is there's some burrs in there, and I've been in the facility and we put these together by hand, and again, if it came out, it'll go back in." It's just a debacle. That kind of money spent to get that kind of service from that big of a company that has a reputable name. Um, I am in an industry where I do outside sales. There's an auto parts store on every corner because parts fail, things come out of the box, they don't work right. But to take care of somebody like that, to me, is just unacceptable. Um, Hopefully, maybe they'll get lucky and get to see this video. But I would just say buyer beware. If you have a situation with them, you may not like the answer you're going to get. But back to the indie shop, you tried to tap it in there. You have to get the baffle lined up with the end of the pipe there. It just won't go in straight. Once they got that set up, they actually used a press. It was not easy getting that one back in there. It is in there. On some of the photos, you can see there's a lip that you can definitely feel. Um, I think some chroming was out of whack, and I also think that the end of this pipe was also a little flared out. It just, anyhow, it shouldn't happen the way it did. I missed a ride. No, here's the one I'm talking about. That's the driver's side. You can definitely tell there's a difference in how your finger goes across it. So anyhow, didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Just a company that shouldn't have taken advantage of the situation. Um, I will, like I said, I don't have a ton of time today. I didn't want to make this video about, trashing them. Just buyer beware. Um, you, you probably, if you do run into a problem, hopefully you don't. But good luck getting them to stand behind their product. So anyhow, I will do an update video on what I decided to put on the bike. Like I said, I've got to get back home, get a flat tire going. School's getting ready to start here. But I just wanted to shout out and say, it just upsets me. I'm still upset to this day that that's the kind of service you get now. And it's not only with them. I've just seen the areas that are just going to that now. And I get there's idiots out there that want something for nothing and bought some stuff secondhand and, don't know what they're doing and they tear it up. But I had the receipt, online purchasing. I had it put on at the local shop just because, again, there were some health issues going on. I missed a Saturday ride. I had to wait, till the following Monday to get in touch with somebody. And by then I'd already sent back the slip-ons from the other company that I was going to use, or I'd have thrown them on and went on the ride. But I'd already invested, like I said, $670 in these. So I thought, well, I'll just save a little bit of money if it makes it sound better. Now that the cat's out, then I'll be good to go. But the more it just kept burning and burning inside of me that they weren't willing to stand behind fixing these, and then told me, oh, it'd be 3 weeks. I'm thinking, 3 weeks, bro? I bought these and I got to wait 3 weeks for somebody to look at them? It's uncalled for. So anyhow, hope you enjoyed the video. There'll be more to come. We'll see how this editing goes. Looks like this is carrying into about 12 and a half minutes by the time I'm done. So we'll see if the photos come out. If they don't, and I post this video, just realize we're going to figure all this stuff out, and we'll go from there. Peace.